Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw Swampert from Pokemon. So let's start with the eyes. We're going to start with a couple ovals. So the eye on the left, start at the very top, come down to the bottom, and then back up to the top again. Let's move over to the right side and draw the exact same thing. So an oval down. Let's draw in some irises. So on the inside, right side of this bottom part of the eye, we're going to draw a little tiny oval and color that in black. On this side here, we're going to draw the same thing, so a little oval, and color that in black. Let's go up on top of the left eye. We're going to draw the big, sort of the curve that goes up on top here. So on the inner part of the eye, we're going to curve all the way up to the top. So right about here, it's quite large. Curve all the way up to the top. Now here, it's going to come back to the back of the head. So the head is actually a big oval, probably around that big. So I'm just going to bring it down to here, and this will sort of help determine how big the head's going to be. So right about there looks pretty good. From here I'm going to curve down into that eye. So curving in like that. Let's draw in some details. So up here at the very highest peak of this curve, I'm going to pull in a line and it'll taper out on top of the eye like that. Let's draw a couple lines. So there's a line that comes all the way up and curves over this edge, and there's two of them. So what I'm going to do is I'll start at the top, I'll curve an edge, draw a straight line down like so. The next line over is going to come in at more of an angle, so in like this. Let's go to the top of the head. So if this is the end of the head will be probably around here. So I have to sort of imagine how big the head's going to be. So right about here, I'm going to curve this in towards the eye on the right. Now I want to draw the top peak of this curve the same I did on the left. So making sure it's roughly the same height, I want to come down to the end of the eye. So right about here, curve up, curve right into that eye like that. Let's draw that same curve, that beveled curve. So starting at the very highest peak, I'm going to come down, just come right into that eye edge. We'll draw those two lines like we did on the left side. So up here, a curve, and come right down to that edge there. And I'll draw one more line coming down at a different angle there. Now again, so the head being oval, it's quite oval, and there's a mouth line around here, and there's these little plugs, or whatever they're called, on the side of the head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this in first. So essentially it looks like an oval with like three little spikes sticking out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the end, on the left side, curve up, and I'm going to start drawing an oval. And just kind of keep the left side open. Let's draw those little spikes. So here I'm going to do an overlap, curve out to one point, curve that back in. I'm going to do an overlap in behind, so the middle one is actually shortest out of the three. So I'm going to come in, pull that back in like that. And then the tall one in the back, I'm going to do an overlap and start at the top, curve out like this, and pull that in behind that short there. Let's draw in the edge of the mouth. So this is going to come, he's got three sort of fangs that come out across the top of the mouth. I'm going to draw the edge of the mouth, of the head on this side. So again, imagine that oval, come around on the right side. Okay, so that'll determine the length of my fangs. So we're going to draw a fang on this side as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up here, come across, curve down to one fang, and curve back up. I'm going to make my way to the center, which is where the center sort of point is. So I'm going to go across, curve down to the point of the beak, curve up in the same direction. So you can see, so both sort of curving this way. And go straight across, and then just end off with that point there. Just draw it with an open mouth. So I'm going to come down on the side here. I'm just going to draw a curve that goes all the way up, like so. We'll draw in some tongue. So up here, I'm just going to draw a curve like that. So you got the big tongue here. And we want to draw the edge of the bottom chin. So we're going to let it hang over and overlap over the neck. So right up here, I'm just going to draw a curve. Kind of looks like that. Now we want to draw the back side of this over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the bottom spike first. So starting here, curve out, and I'll taper it in like that. Let's draw the short middle one. So I'm just going to tuck this in behind, and then the longest top one, come out like this, probably end off right about here like that. Okay, so we got the head. Let's get into the body. So the body, I got the two legs facing forward, two legs back, and the big tail in the back. So I'm going to probably start with the neck going down towards the belly. So I'm going to have one arm here, and then the belly comes this way. So starting up here, I'm going to curve in and out, coming down, and curving around the chest and the belly. This is where an arm is going to come in. So what I'm going to do simply is draw a curve intersecting that line. So starting at the bottom of the ankle, or the foot, curving like that. Now this is where the bottom of the foot is going to be. So I'm going to keep this quite simple. From here, I'm just going to draw the bottom of the foot pad. So over here, I'm going to make it quite wide. So I'm just going to draw a curve like so. Now this is going to go all the way up to the back of the arm, but there's an elbow right about halfway here. But just before it, there's this big sort of oval plate. So I'm just going to draw an angled oval right here like that. And inside, there's these curves, 2 curves. Let's go back to this point. Now this is going to go behind this plate. I'm going to curve into it, and I'm just going to extend it beyond. So you have to imagine it going through and behind that little oval. From here, I'm going to curve up and back. Split the toes. So there's 2 lines here. So I'm going to draw a curve like this. Curve a line going up, so there's 3 toes there. Let's draw the back arm. So here, like I did here, I'm just going to take this and flip it over. So starting in the armpit area, we curve down like that. From here, let's round up the bottom of the foot. So we're going around like that. Now this is going to work its way up here. The elbow is somewhere around here. So again, like I did on that side, I'm going to draw an oval angled in the opposite direction, this way. Draw a couple curves. Now this is going to go all the way up to the elbow, so curve going all the way up to here. So I'm going to start here, curve through that disc, and then down to the toe. From here I'm just going to go straight up behind that chin. Like I did here, I'm going to draw some splits in the toe. So 1, 2. Very simple foot. Okay, so from here we're going to draw the back with the back leg here. So let's start drawing in the back area. So here, I'm going to come up to a peak. So I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to sort of curve a line like that. So curving around to the back. Let's do an overlap, and I'm going to draw a point to the back where the tail is connected. From here, you have to imagine this kind of comes in like this, but there's a foot here. So let's draw a straight line coming down at an angle towards the back leg. From here, I'm going to draw that same disc. So an oval, just like that. Draw a couple curves, like so. Now we're going to have to draw the front part of the hind leg, because this foot comes down like this. So right here, I'm just going to draw a curve. Coming up, probably going behind that disc, and kind of up behind it. From here, I'm going to go back up and draw the back leg. And like I did in the front, I'm going to draw a curve. This will probably get tucked in behind that leg. I'm just going to draw a curve like this for the front of the foot. Again, let's draw 2 lines to split the toes. There's going to be one more foot in the back here, so you're going to see just a little bit of it. So let's take that same thing here and draw a curve like so. We'll draw the back of the foot, so curving out like that. The bottom of the foot, so. And we'll just tuck that in with a straight line in the back. Split the foot with 2 lines. Just close that off a little bit there. And finally, the back tail. Start at the top here. I'm going to come down to that point. Just like that. From here, I'm just going to curve all the way to the back of the leg. Like so. Let's make this twice as thick. So we're just going to give it a little bit of a bevel. Just coming down with a line. And then we're going to split this. So from here to here, I'm just going to draw a straight line in. And we're going to sort of fan this out. So different angles, like so. And there's a little bit of a detail in the chest area. So here, I'm going to draw a curve going down towards the neck, in the opposite direction underneath that arm for the belly. And I think that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Swampert from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like and be sure to subscribe to our channel. You'll get notified when we have new lessons available. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.